We literally get slapped in the face with no explanation. They fool you a lot.
I got a question. Were you not listening? Were you not listening to what he has been saying over the past 2 years? Were you not reading when we told you about Project 2025? Because everything that he's doing now is just running the playbook of what's in Project 2025. So truly the only person that has slapped you in the face is yourself. But here's the reality. It was easier for you to believe the lie that a black woman as president would be the end of America as we know it. It was easier to believe that than to believe the truth of who 4547 really is. We tried to warn you. And matter of fact, even he tried to warn you. He told you he was going to do everything that he's doing now. It's all laid out in Project 2025. He's just running the playbook. You, sir, and everyone like you have just experienced FAFO.
Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by and supporting your girl on this channel. All credit goes to the creators in this video. So it's still FAFO season, right? So in today's video,
So the big question on TikTok right now is, does anybody care about Nebraska? Super quick. Is this y'all? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off this early. So first of all, no one gives a fuck that that's happening to you. You deserve it. Second of all, next time that there is an election, let's not be so simple-minded. Especially when the man that you're voting for literally fucking told you he would cut federal funding for your farms. He would deport all of your workers, and now you want us to give a fuck? I'm sorry, bitch. He literally said it in his campaign. Like, do your fucking homework. The worst part, educated individuals like myself voted for you, but guess what? Your vote counts just as much as mine, even though you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I'm going to ask the state of Nebraska to please come to the front of the class. The rest of us, let's sit down and just listen. But Nebraska, come to the front of the class. So, I heard that Nebraska is about, or perhaps going to go bankrupt in about 6 months due to their farming. Now, before I get into that, now, Nebraska, you guys voted 60% for Donald Trump, right? So he got 4 out of the 5 electoral college votes. So this was pretty, your mind was pretty made up. You're a Trumpster, okay? So I know a lot of you guys had to have been paying attention when he said one of his main thing he was going to do was deport immigrants. I mean, we all heard it. So with that said, I mean, you guys are in the finding out stage, obviously, and I don't wish any financial, downfall on anybody, but some things we just have to talk about, right? And clearly you guys are in the finding out stage. So my thing to you guys is, where are your critical thinking skills? Where was your ability to foreshadow that, listen, I'm a farmer and pretty much my entire workforce, employees are immigrants. So when you heard Donald Trump said he was going to deport immigrants, something should have occur here to say, maybe this is not in my best interest. That's just how my brain would work. When I know majority of my workers, or if not all, are immigrants. Talking to the farmers in Nebraska. Okay? Where was your ability to foreshadow this happening? Because he clearly said he was going to do this. Now, you find yourself in a situation where most of your immigrant workers are not reporting to work because they're scared of being deported. I don't blame them. I wouldn't go to work either. Whether some of them already been deported, some of them are not reporting to work. So this is putting your farm at danger, which it's been estimated that in 6 months, y'all gonna go bankrupt. Now, again, I don't wish any financial demise on anybody because it can happen to anyone. But sometimes we have to apply our critical thinking and not let our emotions of hating a particular group of people cloud our judgment. Clearly, this is what happened to you farmers in Nebraska. Now, I hope this is a lesson to you guys, and I hope Donald Trump figure out something for you guys because it's important for the farmers to, get their crops out. It's going to benefit everybody here. So I just hope the man you voted for come up with a solution for you guys.
The state of Nebraska has fucked around and found out as they are ready to go bankrupt in the next 6 months. Their state's economy relies heavily on agriculture, and over 70% of their workforce is from undocumented immigrants. Knowing this, they voted for Trump, hoping that he would get rid of the undocumented immigrants. And now they are severely understaffed across the entire state, unable to find enough workers to replace the undocumented immigrants who supplied their state with enough workforce. This is the find out stage of fuck around and find out. In the next 6 months, the state of Nebraska will be entirely bankrupt, unable to support itself, and be looking for a bailout from the federal government. All because they let their racism and hate towards immigrants be more important than their economic livelihoods. There's nothing to feel bad about here. They voted for this. They knew exactly what they were voting for. Now they have what they wanted. Let's see how it turns out for them.
I have a question for the rest of America. Does anyone even care about Nebraska? Does anyone even care?
That question is so funny, and I don't know if you were being serious. You were being serious. Okay. The answer to that question would be no. It just would be no. I mean, I'm not a heartless person, but it would definitely be no, because I feel like you guys fucked around and found out. You guys did this to yourselves. You hated a certain group of people so much so that you voted for this person who is now doing this to you guys. You voted him in, and now that you guys are reaping what you sowed as farmers, you're regretting your choices. So no, we don't care. My suggestion to you is to get off of the TikTok, stop posting all these boohoo, cry me a river videos, and put your phone down and get out to the fields yourselves, because the work is not going to do itself. It's not. So, I mean, you fucked around and found out. Sorry.
Nebraska's biggest part of their economy at GDP is farming.
Right.
And they said 45 to 65% of the workforce is undocumented.
45 to 65%?
Yes. So,
oh, shit.
With Trump rounding up illegals, what have those illegal immigrants done? They jump ship. They don't want to get raided while they're working.
No,
they don't want they don't want to get families broken up. So now, so they predicted that Nebraska is 2 quarters away from being bankrupt. The whole state, because there's no workers. Half of their workforce is undocumented immigrants. So now Nebraska is in a panic, is in an uproar. And most of them, farmers and Trump supporters. They got exactly what they voted for. If all these illegals were taking your jobs, why don't you go fill and do the shitty jobs they were doing for less than minimum wage? If these illegal immigrants were taking your jobs. There's all these jobs available. You can do it. To work slave hours at slave wages, you can do it. They literally bit their nose and spite their face. Like, they directly voted to deport the illegals, and now the illegals, they didn't even wait for deportation. They working somewhere else. I hope they don't want any government handouts, because that's socialism. They hate socialism. Hope they don't want any government handouts. Put yourselves up by your bootstraps. What's going to end up happening is these corporations are going to come buy your farm, and you going to work that farm. And you're going to be working for the corporations. They're going to buy it for pennies on a dollar, and you're going to be working your farm, and you're not going to own it no more.
Farmers there voted for him in droves, nodding along as he promised to crack down on immigration. They cheered when he pledged to get American jobs back into American hands. But here's the problem. Those jobs? Yeah, they were never in American hands to begin with. Agriculture runs on immigrant labor, undocumented workers who are the backbone of farms, from planting to harvesting to processing. Now, thanks to Trump's immigration crackdowns, those workers are vanishing. And suddenly, Nebraska farmers are waking up to a nightmare of their own making. Crops are going unharvested. Dairy farms are struggling to find workers. Meatpacking plants, the economic heart of many rural communities, are in crisis mode. The people who once scoffed at the idea that immigrants were essential to their livelihoods are now finding out, in the most painful way possible, that you can't run a farm without farmhands.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is something going on here in America, and even some MAGA Republicans are fed up. So Representative Diana Harshbarger was in East Tennessee yesterday holding a town hall, and she called Donald Trump's victory a mandate, and the crowd shot that down right away, started booing her. Many of these people, Republicans, ladies and gentlemen, Republicans. It's very important to note. Then you have Representative Keith Self. He held a town hall in Wiley, Texas, and there were chants of vote him out, and he left the stage. Again, many of his constituents, many of these people, Republicans. And I also found it extremely interesting. Roger Marshall, who's a complete douchebag and a MAGA moron, also held a town hall. And he's a senator in Kansas, and he holds this town hall in Kansas. One of his constituents, a veteran, stands up and says he's worried about veterans losing their jobs. Literally 20 seconds later, he gets up and leaves, and he doesn't even answer the question, and then he's booed.
So, this comment right here, little short-sighted. Let's pass the blame easily on Donald Trump, because that's the easiest thing to do. But let's debunk this real quick. Farmers are not losing their farms because of Donald Trump. They are losing their farms due to their own greed, because they don't want to pay livable wages and they don't want to share their revenue by having people legally. You see how this works? You guys are pro-slavery, paying people under the table, paying people below minimum wage, paying people non-livable wage so they can do your job. So yeah, no, fuck them. Farmers with ethics, farmers that will actually care about their employees, farmers that care about the whole thing that's going on, they're not going out of business. They're not losing their farms. So, no.
So, have y'all heard all this about Nebraska? It's the FAFO. You all have heard it. So they voted for Trump. Now they're going to be without migrants. And in 6 to 8 months, they're going to be bankrupt. The main corporations are going to be buying out all those farms that have been in their families for generations. Wouldn't it be nice if we all got together and went and helped them, even if they did vote for Trump? People who need work, they're paying more. I'm in Texas, and I wouldn't mind new scenery. Make some money. Help. I've never done that kind of work before, but it's always the first time. So guys, my question today concerning this FAFO for Nebraska farmers is, because I see a lot of people online saying we should all support them, come together with them. They have effed around, now they are finding out. So I see a lot of people coming to say, so you said we should support them. What can we do to support them? Okay, if we say we are coming together to support somebody, what are we going to do to support them? Because they should just be left to suffer and find out. So many people have the opinion that they should F around, because they have F'd around, they should find out, right? But the smaller majority, which can actually be MAGA, but they would not confess that they are MAGA, saying, oh yeah, they have F'd around, now is not the time to allow them to bear the consequences of their actions. Now it's time to come together. So my question to y'all today is, what can we do for them? Okay, what can we do for them? Because it's going to be messy on all sides, right? So many farmers are already facing a lot of losses. Crops, agricultural produce are getting spoiled and all of that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you of the opinion that they should suffer, or are you of the opinion that they should be helped? Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear from you. I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe. Ciao.